there were a few topics that I kind of kicked around talking about tonight, like Pete mentioned, music, education, nutrition, dogs. But I decided to do some acrobatics instead. Just kidding. I like quotes, so I'll start off with a quote. Today is the perfect day to make a change. I decided to tackle a topic that's a bit scary for me personally. It's about how epilepsy helped get my life on the right track. I had a bit of a rough childhood. I had a father who was really judgmental, negative, unpredictable, angry. The kind of guy that makes you walk on eggshells around him. He was a Marine drill instructor. So when I was 6, my parents went through a bitter divorce, and the court put me on the stand and wanted me to tell them who I wanted to live with. So my dad, of course, bribed me with Disney World, and what 6-year-old wouldn't say, I want to live with my dad, right? So that's what I did. Very stressful for a kid, right? And this is where the epilepsy comes into play. So at 8 years old, I started having severe seizures. They put me on meds for a couple of years, and after a couple of years, they weaned me off of that and said, congrats, you've grown out of your childhood epilepsy. It's quite common. At that time, they didn't find anything physically wrong. There's no scar tissue, there's no tumors, so that's good news. But so the determination was that it was likely stress related. Where this ties in with my father is that as I grew up, I began to find myself taking after him. A little bit of the anger, some judgmental behavior, constantly worried about what other people thought about me. And as I got older, I forced myself to move to the city, be surrounded by diversity so that I would get out of that negative pattern. It did help, but I still found myself always looking for what was next. And it didn't quite help enough. I still needed a kick in the ass to make more progress. I found myself always looking, I call it the grass is always greener on the other side syndrome. Maybe my next job will be the one that makes me more happy. The next city I live in will make me more happy. The next girlfriend, maybe I'll love her more. So many years of this went on, in addition to some unhealthy mental and kind of typical young adult behavior, maybe drinking too much, bad diet, admittedly, serial dating. I did that. Had a couple of stressful jobs, and one day out of nowhere, after 20-some years of no seizures, one day out of nowhere, I'm in my friend Andrea's hospital room. She had just had a baby, single mom, beautiful baby, 1 day old. I'm holding the baby, and I feel this feeling that I hadn't felt since I was 8 years old, and it's an aura, essentially, where you kind of have this out-of-body experience, and it's just before you have a seizure, but you don't really know what's coming. So I try to get my ass on the couch in her room, and next thing I know, I wake up in a hospital bed. All kinds of machines hooked to me. I pretty messed up, scratched my face, fractured my scapula in a couple of places, tore my rotator cuff, and it woke me up, somewhat. I started appreciating life more, becoming more diverse, and wanting to get out of that negativity and that kind of behavior that I hated and was scared of that my father showed when I was a kid. So a year and a half goes by, I'm on medication, no seizures. Like I said, I changed my outlook on life, and I was grateful that I had that first kick to get me to the next level and know that I needed to make those changes. So life gave me another push because I needed it. I wasn't quite there yet. I knew that I was making progress and getting out of the negativity and the judgmental behavior. And life gave me another big push. Got me on the right track, closer to where I wanted to be. I'm checking my time here. January 30th, 2014, after a couple of years seizure-free, on the way to a stressful job, making some progress in the goals that I had for myself as far as living a better life. I'm on my way to work. Very stressful job, stressful commute every day, and I'm driving. I lost my license for a year and a half after having the initial seizures, but I got it back, thankfully. And I was driving to work, and I felt that aura again, which I hadn't felt in a year and a half. And you don't really know that it's what it is because it's just come so quickly. I remember trying to get to the side of the road, And I was a quarter of a mile before I got to the Edens Expressway. So I likely would have been going a hell of a lot faster, probably about 60, because I was going in early, and it was a light traffic day because I was going in early. So I probably would have been going about 60. Very dangerous. I got really lucky, and I had the seizure before I got on the expressway. So I didn't experience the accident. I remember waking up. It turns out that I hit someone head on, a woman with her daughter in the car. Luckily, neither one of us was seriously injured. I'm so thankful for that. You talk about waking up with a renewed passion to get on the right track. I could have died, and now it was time to live. Some people have the strength to decide on their own when they need to make those changes. I needed a kick. In fact, I needed two of them. My point is, it's never too late. I woke up saying yes to things that I would have judged as stupid earlier. I woke up wanting to live a healthier life, and I got rid of all that negativity. Point is, it's never too late to make changes in your life. Never, no matter how small or how gigantic and how scary the changes are and how they seem to be. It's never too late. So if you need or have the desire to make changes, my advice is don't wait to be pushed, because it can be ugly. Jump on your own. Go for it. You can do it. So that's how epilepsy put my life on the right track. And I'll leave you with one final quote. Don't look back. You're not going that way. Forward is the way to go.